Hello, and today we're doing my Scottish Premiership start of the season predictions reaction. That's right, we're reacting to my 2020 to 21 predictions. Let's see how we got on with all the things like table positions and top scorers and who I'd shout out as wonder kids for this season. I've got to say, I did miss the wonder kid that is, of course, David Turnbull playing for Celtic at just 21 years of age. He has had a great season, and Aston Villa look like they're trying to swoop in for him. But we are going to be doing a reaction to my predictions, so let's play what I predicted all the way back in the month of. It was. Okay. It doesn't actually say. It says 9 months ago, so 31st of July. There we go. Here we go. Let's see how many of them I got right. Hello, and today we're doing predictions for the 2020-21 Scottish Premiership. It's another big season for the likes of Celtic and Rangers, but who will be the winners this time around? You never know. It's going to be very interesting to see. There was a very close and exciting title race in 2019-20 with Rangers and Celtic neck and neck going into it. Especially in November, but eventually the boys, they raced ahead at the start of 2020, and Celtic will want to do it once again. But in terms of the Celtic Rangers face-off for the title, it's going to be very tight, and it could be a lot of twists and turns. But an outsider for the title is, of course, Motherwell, who finished in third at the end of last season, but they were still 34 points behind Celtic when the season was cancelled. So, it could be a tough one for them. But you never know. This is football. This is the Scottish Premiership. And in this video, I'm doing my table predictions and my predictions for the first round of fixtures. I won't be doing many weekly Scottish Premiership fixtures, but just because it's the first week back, I'm doing it this time. So, of course, goal machines to watch out for. You've got the likes of Odsonne Edouard for Celtic, Alfredo Morelos, who's been linked with lots of clubs, Jermaine Defoe, and also Christian Doig and Sam Cosgrove. There's lots of people to look out for. And don't forget Dundee United striker Lawrence Shankland. He is a very good player. And we also have lots of very promising players, the likes of Dean Campbell and Karamoko Dembele. So, don't rule them out either. We've got some interesting signings, the likes of McGinley to Motherwell, Calvin Bassey from Leicester has gone to Rangers, and of course, Mohamed Elyounoussi, who used to be at Southampton, has now gone on loan to Celtic, so we'll see how he gets on. But before we get into my predictions for this first weekend of games, I'm going to give you my table predictions. So, in first, who do I think is going to lift the title at the end of the 2020-21 season? Celtic. Now, I'm pretty sure I backed Rangers to win the league last season, and we all saw that Celtic were the ones that got it again. But I do feel that Celtic once again will be too strong. Should have gone with Rangers. I just had a feeling Celtic would be able to do 10 in a row. And as we know with the Scottish Premiership, it's done in two phases. And in the first phase, it was, very good. In the second phase, they kind of finished the job and finished on 102 points overall from 38 games. What a season for Rangers. Unbelievable stuff. And, I'm a humble buy there because I've got it wrong. Rangers, of course, getting the title over Celtic. And it was a fair bit of a gap as well, which saw Neil Lennon lose his job. So, it is a bit of a shocker, to be honest. Everyone was backing Celtic, but it's nice to see Rangers make it a bit competitive. And even next season, let's hope it's even more competitive than that, with maybe Hibernian or Aberdeen doing a bit better. But first position down, and it's no correct position for us. They're just very confident, and obviously the fact that this last season got postponed because of the coronavirus was a shame, but you looked as though Celtic, they just are so strong, and you wouldn't bet against them really doing it again. So, in my opinion, Celtic will win the league once again, but in second position, I predict Rangers.
Now, there is the thing about this scoring system. If you get the correct position, it's 15 points. If you're one position out, it's 9 points. If you're two positions out, it's 3 points. And then if you get a correct player for like a top scorer prediction, you get 5 points. So, Rangers finished first. We put them as second. Celtic finished second. We put them as first. So that's two predictions with just one position out. So two positions down, and we're already on 18 points. Thank you very much. Let's move on.
I do think Rangers, are very close to toppling their big rivals, but maybe next season, maybe the season after that. But this season, I don't see Rangers winning it. I think they'll push them very close, and it'll probably go to like 4 weeks left of the season. But then eventually Celtic will pull away, and they have such massive players for them, the likes of, Edouard and even people like Dembele, who could really step up on the big moment. So I do feel Celtic will have the upper hand. But look, Rangers' team is full of good players, and now that they have got Calvin Bassey in, I think there could be a very big club to be, challenging Celtic. And I actually got an outside thought that maybe, just maybe, in the remainder of this Europa League season, that Rangers, although they are 3-1 down on aggregate against, I forget who it was that they were losing to, but they're 3-1 down, I think, against, is it PSV or something? It's something like that. And I do feel that Rangers, and now watch this space, but I feel Rangers could win the Europa League. And I know that's a tough ask because they have to go away from home in their first game back, but I just feel they're really excelling, Rangers, and they'll get the Europa League this season. Let's see if I'm right. But in terms of this season, the coming up season for the Championship, Premiership, I should say, in Scotland, I do think they will end in second position. Moving on into third, and it will be...
So with Rangers, they had Slavia Prague, and I just thought maybe they might be all right, but they went and got 2 players sent off in that game. So it was a bit of a nightmare for Rangers, and they were knocked out in the round of 16 second leg. So let's move on to third position. Let's hopefully get a bit more of a comfortable position prediction. In third,
the opponents that Rangers face in this opening weekend, Aberdeen. So I think Aberdeen will...
Oh, he's done it again. 1 point at 1 position out. It's at least 9 points, but it's not the 15 we really want. Oh dear, we've not had a good one, have we? We've had a bit of a mare here, and it's not exactly ideal. I mean, what can you do? Like, Aberdeen, they finished on 56. Not too far away. 7 points from Hibernian in third, but yeah, it's a mare for me at this point.
Finished third, I think. Dean Campbell, mentioned him before, is one to look out for, and he will be very, very good. But I feel they can just push on, really, Aberdeen. They've had a few good seasons recently, and it's about trying to bridge that gap to Rangers and Celtic. But certainly, I think Aberdeen could have another solid season and finish once again in third. But as I said, another title outsider is Motherwell, and I think they'll finish in fourth.
Okay, I've really had a shock here. Motherwell finished in 8th position out of 12 teams. They didn't have a great end to the season, to be honest. They started it all right, but honestly not great. And, in 38 games, to go and concede 55 goals is not good. Not good at all. So they have to kind of shore up that defence next season. But 8th position was what it was, so that's 4 positions out. You really can't excuse that one, and it is just no points for me. Simple as that, really. Let's move on.
Then in 5th, Hibernian. 6th.
I don't believe it. Oh, I've done it again. I've got another one wrong, but we said Hibernian in 5th, and we actually had them in 3rd in real life, so that's 2 positions out once again. So 3 points. Well, we're at least on to 21 now, but it's not been good. It really has not been good. It is 21, isn't it? Or is it... No, Hibernian Aberdeen. Aberdeen, we were one position out, weren't we? So... Actually, yeah, it's 27, surely then, because it's 9 times 3. I think so. Yeah, 27. So then the Hibernian one was completely wrong. And then... No, hang on. I think I've got these mixed round. No, I had Motherwell in 4th, didn't I? So Aberdeen were in 4th, and I predicted 3rd. So that therefore means it's 9 plus 9 plus 9, 27, plus the Hibernian, which is wrong, so nothing. We haven't mentioned Hibernian yet, so that has to be wrong. And then 5th place, we went with Aberdeen, right? Oh, dearie me. I actually don't know what I've gone with. Hang on, let me just play that back a little second.
Mentioned him before is one to look out for, and he will be very, very good. But I feel they can just push on, really, Aberdeen. They've had a few good seasons recently, and it's about trying to bridge that gap to Rangers and Celtic. But certainly, I think Aberdeen could have another solid season and finish once again in 3rd. But as I said, another title outsider is Motherwell, and I think they'll finish in 4th.
Yeah, so Motherwell was completely wrong. So we're still on 27 points, if we've done the maths right. I think we have. Right, let's move on to 5th position.
Then in 5th, Hibernian.
Now, Hibernian's 2 out, so we're on to 27, and we've got ourselves 3 points. We're on to 30. Okay.
6th, Kilmarnock.
Oh dear, that's not good. Kilmarnock finished in 11th, so we're not even close with that one. We stay on 30 points.
7, Livingston.
Okay, well, 1 point out, we'll take that. Livingston actually got the same number of points as St Mirren, but they actually did finish above St Mirren because of the fact that although their goal difference was worse, they actually were in. I think they were in the second half of the season and the table. They were in the first phase, so Livingston finished 6th in the end, technically. So actually, that means that that's 1 point away. So 1 position away, I should say. So from 30 points now, we've now got to 39. Let's move on.
8, St Johnstone.
Okay, all right. St Johnstone, we said 8. They were 5th, so it's not quite enough to get some more points, but still not bad. Could be worse. So we're remaining on 39.
9, Dundee United.
Oh yes, thank you very much. We got this one bang on the money. So 39 plus 15. That really does help us out. So that puts us up to a score of 54 points. Thank you very much. Love it. Absolutely love it. Okay, now let's move on to the 10th position.
10, Hamilton.
Okay, that's a bit unfortunate, but it's 2 away, so we'll take the 3 points at this point. So we're on to 57 now. All right, don't mind it.
11, St Mirren.
Okay, St Mirren, we've had a mare here. They actually finished 7th. We put them 11th. Underestimated them, fair enough. We stay on 57.
And the team that I predict, I should say, will finish in bottom is, in 12th, Ross County.
Okay, well, again, we were 2 off here, so we'll give ourselves 3 points. That means we finish on 60, I think, if I've calculated that right. My maths is awful, so you got to excuse me, but I think that means we've got 60 points this season. And obviously, with each correct position, and there's 12 positions in the table, so the maximum we could have got, basically, this season for the table predictions is 180. And we scored ourselves 60. So actually, when, push comes to shove, it's not terrible. We got a third of the way there, but it's not great. So it is what it is. We go again next season. It's just one of those things. We did at least get 1 correct position right, and that was Dundee United. But ultimately, it just all went to pot at times this season. Now let's move on to the top scorers.
Now, back in August, we of course did my Premier League predictions, and just recently I reacted to those games and those table positions, and I actually got 3 positions right, which I'm absolutely buzzing with. I've looked all across YouTube at how people have done in their Premier League predictions, and literally there was about 1 person that had 2 correct table positions, like Spencer FC. He only got 1 correct position. Like, I've completely banged it compared to other YouTubers, so I'm buzzing with that. But what I will do when it comes to it,
we won't talk about my Premier League reactions for this season. Obviously, that will be coming soon, but let's just say it's not pretty.
This Scottish Premiership season is over. Just like with the Premier League, I'll look back at it, see how I did, but that is my table predictions for this new Scottish Premiership season. Now, let's get into the first round of games. It's match day 1 of 33. So, the thriller.
Hang on, did I not predict top scorers? I was sure I did.
Hibernian 2, Kilmarnock will get the win here. And they've just brought in Jake Hastie from Rangers, who I think will be a great player for them. And I think Hastie will score in this one, but it'll be a very tight affair. It ends Ross County 0, Motherwell 1. Those are my predictions for the opening games in the Premiership of the Scottish Division.
Actually, yeah, we didn't do top scorers. No worries. But basically, let me tell you the top scorers. We had Kemar Roof finishing with the top the top goals of the season. Top assists was Haggy. I don't mind this. I mentioned a few of these players and they actually did do quite well. So you got the likes of Morelos, Tavernier. We mentioned a bit of... who was it? It was Defoe, of course, and Arfield. And we also said that we thought that Kent would do quite well. He actually got the second most assists. So, well done, Kemar Roof. 16 goals, 3 assists, and Tavernier just behind on 15 goals and 10 assists. So, a very good season for Tavernier. Top assists, Haggy, 12 assists and 8 goals. And 11 assists for Kent and 12 goals. So, yeah, Ryan Kent, got to give yourself some credit. But it's been a great season. It's been an interesting season of the Scottish Premiership. But Rangers finished as champions. Hamilton relegated. And Kilmarnock, of course, in that 11th place spot. Now, I'm not actually sure what that means. So, let me just check for you guys. So, 11th is the playoff. Yes, it's the playoff position. So... maybe Hamilton didn't go down because of that. Maybe it was Kilmarnock against Hamilton for the relegation for the Scottish Premiership. I genuinely do not know how this thing works. So let's have a little look. Well, we had Dundee apparently play against Kilmarnock. So that's a bit interesting. Oh no, Dundee, not Dundee United. Hang on. So this is Kilmarnock against Dundee. And Kilmarnock actually had a season in the division, whereas Dundee, well, they were in the second division, weren't they? So it's basically whoever wins this game stays up, and whoever loses goes down, vice versa. I see. Right. So if Kilmarnock win, they stay in the league. If Dundee win, then they swap with Kilmarnock. I understand it now. So it just ended yesterday. Dundee 2, Kilmarnock 1. So Dundee United are in trouble. They need to do the bits in their home game. But that is interesting stuff. That doesn't affect the table predictions, though. Kilmarnock still finished 11th. And, Ross County 10th, Hamilton 12th. So surely that means Hamilton are down. It does, of course, mean that. It's just about who's going to join them. But it's been an interesting season. So smash a like on it. Comment down below what you thought of my predictions. Were they good? Well, I got 60 points out of a possible 180. Not brilliant, but we'll hopefully do better in some other competitions. But yeah, smash a like on it. And it's been a great season of highs and lows. And the likes of Aberdeen, Celtic, Dundee United, Hibernian, Kilmarnock, Motherwell, Livingston, Rangers, and Ross County, and St Johnstone, and St Mirren have all done their hardest this week. But I've done my hardest in my early season predictions, and we've not done the best. So, yeah, it is what it is. Thanks for watching. See you later.